IVM.
Hey guys, even though Elon Musk is trying to turn everyone into robots, you'll be happy to know that very real human beings work at IVM Podcast, and some of them are even cool. How do I know? Well, listen to their own podcast, IVM Likes, where they recommend what they are listening to, watching, or reading. Catch IVM Likes every Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And may I recommend the IVM Podcasts app.
Hello and welcome to the Geek Fruit Bulletin, where we talk about the news and not news of the day. My name is Dinkar, and with me today I've fired everyone else from Geek Fruit and I've called in the reserves, the SWAT team if you will. You guys are the special ops that have had to be called in. So I've got Jaanam.
Hi.
Alika.
Hello.
And Darus.
Hello.
So Darus is our new producer. Okay? Zoya has moved on to greener pastures, as a lot of producers of ours have. I'd like to, I'll do a short in memoriam of all of them. Alika, you remember all of these guys?
Yes.
There was Siddhant, was the first one?
Yes.
Siddhant is now, and where are they now kind of feature on them. Siddhant is now in Bangkok living the good life, and
He still plays Pokemon Go in Bangkok.
he does. He keeps telling me what anime I should watch, and I say, wow, that sounds really cool, and then never get around to watching it.
Siddhant also hosted a lot of other shows on our network, right?
Yes.
He did. He hosted the original dating podcast on this network,
Sex
Jaanam.
Vex, yes.
The one you copied. No, he did, yeah. He hosted Sex Vex, which was called something else before that.
X
X and Y.
X and Y.
I
Or
remember
it was the other way around. It was called Sex Vex and it became X and Y.
No, it was the other way around.
I thought that
Oh, yeah?
podcast was more about sex education.
Yeah, it was X and Y, and then they found out there was another podcast
It was
called
some
X and Y.
relationship talk also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. After Siddhant was Vagish, I want to say, right?
Yeah, he was there
Was
for
there
a
anybody
time.
in the middle? No.
I don't know if anybody was your producer because
Yeah, not our producer, I think.
Because we had Shraddha and Mali.
Yes, but they weren't our producers.
No, so then it must have been Vagish. 'Cause
Yes,
we
it
were
was
like
Vagish.
a team of 3.
Right, of course. You've seen all these people come and go as a we.
I
You
am-
and I are the OGs, man.
I am the ancient one here.
Yeah. And I am just around a lot. Okay. Vagish has now moved. He was there for a bit, like a couple of months, I want to say.
Yeah.
And now he does events and stuff across the country. So cool.
I
He's killing it
remember-
as well. I ran into him at a Comic-Con once.
Yeah, I remember him being into esports, but I don't know if that's changed.
He did get into esports in the middle. You're right. Okay, cool. All right. Another guy who's killing it. Naveen was around for a long time. He was great at it. He was, again, all of these guys have been proper nerds. Vagish was a proper nerd. Siddhant is my sensei when it comes to anime. I'm just a terrible student. Senpai? Yeah.
No, that's different.
That's how bad of a student I am, Alika. Okay. Naveen, great dude, OG nerd. Also moved on to greener pastures. Now he's killing it as a bunch of things. As a stand-up comedian, plus he just does cool stuff in general now. He was on our podcast last week as a returning star. It's that thing where Adam Sandler used to be on SNL and then he left and became a giant movie star. And then we're like, can you come back please and just do a guest feature? And he's like, yeah, whatever, I'll check it out. So he popped up.
He's doing something at Levi's Lounge today. It's his
He is, yeah.
It's
It's
an
a
event.
panel on queer rights, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, all right.
And he has a bunch of podcasts on
He has 3. I think he's the only one who has 3
three.
podcasts.
How so? Keeping it queer. Varta Lab. The third is.
He had Sunloji,
Sonology.
Sonology.
Oh right, yes, he was doing it with Adar.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. I never heard that, but it sounded really interesting. Adar plays a character, right?
Yeah.
Or
It's
both
all
of them
them.
play characters.
All of them, yeah. There's Trupti, there's Adar and Naveen.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. And then after that was Jaanam.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
I think I was the first non-nerd.
I would.
You're a
yeah.
nerd.
Yeah.
Not to that degree.
In the sense, I mean, you mean nerd in the loser sense?
Yeah, I mean, there
Your
are different
words,
levels.
not mine.
Okay.
So, okay, this is a good moment to spout a philosophy that I have held for a long time. I believe nerds are not about the things we watch or the things we do, because that can vary. Like, I grew up at a certain time, so I was super into certain things. Other people grew up at other times or in other places. So, a nerd is inherently your personality. You're the kind of person who gets into things and really loves them and cares about them at a deep level. And that's what nerddom is. It's not, oh, I haven't seen all the Batman movies, so I'm not a Batman nerd. Unimportant. Maybe if you happen to see the first Batman when you were 7 years old, you'd be super into it. So for you, Jaanam, it's obviously the Human Centipede movies that you're a nerd
I knew
about.
that was coming. Yeah, that and I think Saw.
Oh my god, yes.
All the
of
like
course.
the
Slightly better.
gruesome.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, this is the show where we invented the Saw rating scale,
Yes.
where Saw 7 is the worst and Saw 1 is the best. So whenever you rate anything, you go backwards in Saws.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. All right. So clearly, and anyway, yeah. So Jaanam, you produced for a long time. I think,
A year.
yeah. So some of our nerddom has transferred to you now.
Yes,
Right. So like
definitely.
you watch the same stuff. And
I
you-
have watched more movies since I've been producer of Geek Fruit than I have in a whole year. I have watched more since I've been producer.
See, that's fantastic. That's what we do. We
Yeah.
provide the opportunity for people to engage in stuff that they might not have had a chance to otherwise, because the nerd was already inside you all along.
That's true.
We just said, why don't you be a nerd about this stuff? You could be a music nerd. You could be a carpentry nerd, which I am. I watch carpentry videos a lot. They're fascinating. Can't even hammer a nail in. But I'm a nerd about it. See? I mean, I can't be a superhero either.
It's starting to sound a little culty, but let's go on.
But that's what we are. Okay. My thesis here is that basically the producers of Geek Fruit all go on to brighter and better things. Like Jaanam now runs IVM from what I understand, right?
Yep.
Amit
of.
was kicked out. Like there was a hostile coup that Janam staged.
Yep.
Barged into his office
Yep.
and said
Yeah,
like,
I
we
now
run this place now.
I sit there, yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Kicked Amit out. So yeah, Janam runs this
Now
place
we
now.
get cake every week.
Oh, yes.
How come?
Because Janam's like in charge.
Oh, okay, cool. Why am I
Yeah.
not invited to these cake parties? Because
Physically-
Janam is now in charge. I see. Cool.
No, it's mostly just us ordering dessert every day. Yeah.
All right. After Janam, we had Zoya, who was with us for like a month and a half, and she's also moved on to better things, I assume.
Yeah.
We'll find out soon enough. But now, to get to the point, we have Darus, who's been very silent so far. Say hi, Darus.
Hello.
Cool. This is a getting to know you bulletin. This show is obviously for us to discuss the news and not news of the day. And the news is that we have a new producer.
I feel like the producers over here is just like Arya's skill list. Like everyone dies and just, but here we move to different pastures.
Yeah, better ones. So, obviously, first of all, congratulations. You are going to do amazing things after you finish this. What you're doing here, not great. But after this, I mean, basically, there's no way but up for you.
Hopefully.
So,
This is like the good luck Chuck of podcasts.
Yeah. Please tell me you're not a nerd about Dane Cook movies now.
No,
Oh.
I just happened to watch that movie and remember the plot, so it's...
What is the deal with Good Luck Chuck? If you sleep with him, you get lucky.
No, so if you...
Isn't that what it is?
If you date him,
Uh-huh.
the person you date after him, the guy you meet after him is like your soulmate.
Oh, okay.
That's a very weird sounding movie, but I think I'm into it.
It's a Dane Cook movie. I don't like that guy. But anyway, so are we the Chuck of podcasts? Especially when Simplified is already on this network? Okay.
Also producer of Simplified.
Also
Yeah.
producer of Simplified.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we're cooler than them. Alright?
They actually feel that you guys are cooler.
Oh,
than them.
damn it. They're nicer than us. Okay, cool. Darius, how are you a nerd about stuff? Well, like, what are you into?
I am into sleeping. Does that count?
Yeah, you can be a nerd about sleeping, I suppose.
Can be a
I
nerd
was
about
seeing this whole thing about a lucid dreaming coach. You guys know what lucid dreaming
Yes.
is?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
was trying it out on the weekend.
apparently there are
Wow.
people who train you to be a lucid dreamer.
What?
Yeah, which basically sounds like making the best video games you can in
Yeah.
your head.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're a lucid dreamer, Darius, as I understand it.
By profession, no, but casually, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and you're clearly into Game of Thrones.
I follow it
Mm-hmm.
like everybody, but I'm not into it.
Are you as disappointed as everyone else is this season?
No, I'm kind of going with the flow. It's like, it's all right. Like, I don't know why everyone's bummed out about Game of Thrones.
Were you watching it from the start? Like
Yeah.
8 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years ago, was it? No, I feel like 9 or 10 years ago. Because there was a big gap in between a couple of seasons, right?
The
Was
last
that-
season had a very long gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Was that where they
yeah,
were
no,
waiting for him to like catch up with the writing and then he just decided, no, you are on your own?
No, I think they said we need to prepare a lot for the final season. So they took at least a year and a half to do these last 6.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there was a lot of production involved. Like that, the Battle of Winterfell took them a month to just shoot the battle sequence. And then they didn't turn up the brightness.
Yeah.
So that was an issue.
All that time and they didn't have the budget to like make Jon Snow pet his dog.
I know. I have never got this. How can the direwolves be so expensive for the CGI budget when you've got fucking dragons flying around blowing fire everywhere?
Listen,
that doesn't cost you money?
You can take a wolfhound, okay? Those are dogs which exist. They look like wolves.
They look exactly like direwolves.
Yeah. Just take a wolfhound, train it to be in the scene for 2 minutes. You can get John to pet him and then you can color correct him to be an albino direwolf.
Yeah. Make him stand a little closer to the camera. He'll look big like a direwolf.
Yeah.
This is so dumb.
Wow. We should have totally been
part of the
we
team.
should have, the Gupta and Vivedi team in place of Benioff and Weiss. But this does bring me to our first news item of the day. Ha! You thought the show was just about faffing around? It's not. We talk about news, okay? So Benioff and Weiss are going to be making the next Star Wars movie, man. Yes.
Can we
I think we discussed
this?
This news was out.
It was out a while ago. They were in talks with Lucasfilm to work on Star Wars. They were developing something. It has now been confirmed that after The Rise of Skywalker, which sort of closes out this current trilogy, there'll be a gap of a year or so. And in 2022, brand new movie by the guys who are currently kind of messing up Game of Thrones.
I have a question.
How do you feel about this?
Do they always come as a duo? Are they like a package?
I guess so. Like, I mean,
are they brothers? They're not brothers.
They're not brothers, no.
They're like Abbas Mastan.
What?
Who are
Or
brothers?
what is that? Salim Suleiman.
Also brothers.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're like them.
But
They
not
come in a
brothers.
package.
Yeah. The Meat Bros are also brothers.
Maybe
wouldn't-
they are brothers, but like
Benioff and
different
Weiss?
surnames.
Yes, adopted by different people. Like how Christopher Nolan and Jonathan Nolan have different accents. It's incredible. You hear Jonathan Nolan talk and he's purebred American accent, and Christopher Nolan couldn't get any more Royal British. And apparently they just chose to have different accents because they grew up on both coasts. They grew up in the UK and in Chicago or something, if I remember correctly. So Jonathan said, I want to fit in with the American crowd, and Christopher said, I want to fit in with the British crowd. So they just chose different accents. Anyway, how do we get onto this? Benioff and Weiss, I suppose, are always a team. Have you guys noticed there's a lot of like duos happening? There's like the Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, the Russo Brothers, Abbas Mustan, of course, still killing it. Salim Suleiman, still a team.
Yeah. I was wondering, that's why I thought they may have been brothers because of the whole brother thing happening now.
Well, like Vishal and Shekhar
Oh
are
yeah,
not
I was
brothers.
just gonna say Vishal Shekhar, not brothers. Right?
Not brothers,
Yeah.
no.
Shankar Ehsan Loy, not brothers.
Not triplets, no.
Yeah.
Did you ever think there was one guy like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, Mr. Shankar Ehsan Loy. Anyway, I think because of the scale of the kind of projects that happen now, I don't know how one person could handle it. Maybe you need duos now, man. There's just like too much. Look at the scale of Game of Thrones. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, you can blame the other person when it goes bad.
Yeah, like Weiss is going around like, wow, I told you, Benioff, turn up the brightness, turn down the contrast. Anyway, how do you guys feel about Game of Thrones this season, though?
So here's the thing.
Darus is okay with it. Alika is?
I watch it through tweets because I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Ever?
No.
Like you've never watched
I have
it?
not seen a single episode.
I see.
But I know everything that's happening.
Of course.
Because,
You've read the books.
yeah, I've read the books, which not my cup of tea.
The books aren't your cup of tea?
No.
But you've read all of them?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And then
Impressive.
and then I decided like I'm not going to reread everything while I'm waiting for the next book, so I threw them away.
Mm-hmm.
And by threw them away, I mean I donated them. I didn't actually throw them away because they're books. They're still important.
Yeah, man. Didn't throw them away.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But yeah, so basically my watch of Game of Thrones is like looking over somebody's shoulder and reading a book or like watching the show because I haven't seen a single frame of the show.
That's incredible.
I mean, except for the memes,
Right.
which I guess counts.
They're slightly better than show right
Yeah.
now, but okay.
Yeah, but from what I've heard, it started off okay. The first couple of episodes of this season were good, and then it tanked.
Yeah.
Like really fast.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, I guess I don't have a horse in this race, but I guess they did a bad job. I'm not looking forward to them touching Star Wars though.
I know, right?
Like,
The general consensus has been that people think now that these guys, Benioff and Weiss, were doing really well when they were working off of George R.R. Martin's material. But as soon as they ran out of it, they've been struggling with story, which is a problem because they'll be working on something completely fresh with Star Wars, because it won't, I assume, be part of the current storyline.
now you all know how anime fans
starting from scratch, like building a new...
Probably. So as of now, from what I can remember, these guys are working on... They were supposed to be working on a trilogy, but they've only confirmed one movie so far. Rian Johnson is also developing something. Now, I think these will be completely original projects. They'll just say like Star Wars Universe rules, but new characters and new stories. What is your opinion of Game of Thrones currently? We're yo-yoing all over the place. I love it.
I haven't watched the new season. I've watched till season 7. I feel like I'm more of a binge watcher, so I'm waiting for all the episodes to be out, and then I'll wait for a couple of weeks to pass and find time and be like, okay, now I can
But you don't like enjoy getting into the hype when everyone's watching it.
Not really.
How do you avoid spoilers also? Like,
It's tricky because I've come across a lot of spoilers.
I assume you know
already.
everything that's happened so far.
Yeah, like I know Arya has killed the Night King.
dun dun dun.
Yeah. Oh shit, spoiler. Oops.
For yourself.
And for the listeners, if people haven't watched.
They're watching already. You're the only one who's behind, Jaanam. Why? Was there a new Human Centipede that's come out? Have you been binging that?
No, I am actually struggling to find time to watch things right now, but
6:30 a.m.
what's 6:30 a.m.?
It's when it airs in India.
I'm not sacrificing sleep for that.
I know.
Yeah.
Man, the thing is, I feel like this might be the last show that has this community sort of feeling about it. Like, why I started watching Game of Thrones, I didn't watch the first 2 seasons. I love a lot of fantasy stuff, but I struggle getting into it because from the outside, I'm like, ugh, this is a whole thing. So I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until everyone around me was watching it, and I was like, cool, I want to be a part of this movement. So for me, the show's always been as much about like watching it and then talking about what's going to happen next week as it is about the show itself. Show was also really gripping, but this feeling of community watching, this water cooler talk the next day is always great. So, which is why I'm still fine with this season in the sense that a lot of terrible stuff happening, but that's part of the fun of it, I feel like now.
Yeah.
I feel like when you talk about community watching, I would be more... I'm looking forward to Stranger Things more than this.
Correct. Like Stranger Things is also the same, everyone's watching it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But here, I feel like the idea of it's a weekly TV show, this is the last one, man. I can't think of a single other weekly TV show that's still going to be a big deal. But Stranger Things is going to come out. We'll binge it in 2 days, then someone else will take like a week and a half.
They're not going to release it weekly?
No.
Stranger Things has never been weekly. It's always been like dropped in now.
And the first season did drop like that, but I thought maybe they'll...
No.
No, Netflix's whole thing, I think now, other than shows like the Hassan Minaj one and a couple of others
Riverdale,
like that.
I believe.
Riverdale is weekly because it's a CW show and they get the episodes on a weekly basis. Are you watching Riverdale?
No. I watched the first season and then I was like,
As did I. I like the vibe of it, but I think I'm beyond the point where I can watch an hour-long CW drama every week.
Yeah.
That was a big phase of my life, but that time has gone, man.
Yeah.
There's better things to do, like watch Game of Thrones at 6:30 in the morning, obviously.
Do you wake up at 6:30 to watch?
I aim to wake up at 6:30, but I know people who have like 8 alarms to wake up exactly at 6:30 and stuff. I wake up around like 7:15, 8ish, and then go like, oh, cool, I guess I'll watch the episode then, and then I watch it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not as pressing anymore. They have definitely dipped in quality, though, for a variety of reasons, which we will get into once the season is over, which is next week. And I just feel like there's too much stuff up in the air. Like, there's going to be a whole prequel series and a bunch of other spin-off projects and stuff that are being planned. Maybe not all of them will go through. But I feel like when you've tanked the main show this bad, like, people are angry now. They feel like, I gave you 10 years of my life and this is what you're giving back to me.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem. I don't know how much of this will be successful. Like, people were livid that these guys are doing Star Wars now and the next Star Wars. So, yeah. Cool. Okay. One last thing I want to talk about is, did you guys watch the new Aladdin song trailer?
Yes.
The Prince Ali?
No.
I'm trying to forget I watched it, but I did watch it.
Yeah, right? It's, I don't know how to feel about this. Oh, okay,
I feel like
here's what has been out so far. There's been the 2 trailers. There is Prince Ali. There is a clip of Friend Like Me that's out as well. And there is that Zayn and Xavier Ward song, like the Whole New World remake.
That one I have not seen yet.
Okay, the song is good. The video is so-so, but I kind of like the song. It's just a bit of a weird, very slow vibe. Still, it's a great song. You can't really mess it up. This Friend Like Me and Prince Ali stuff that I saw, it just seems so like low energy, I want to say.
It looks lethargic.
It looks lethargic, right? Like they slowed the entire movie down by 20% or something.
Yeah.
When you say it feels lethargic, is it the visual or the audio? Or
No,
both?
you know, like, we are kind of used to the whole Bollywood jam, right? Like, you know, with an ensemble dancing and stuff.
Like a performance
Yeah.
in a musical.
Yeah. This feels like them trying and like just kind of getting stuck in molasses or something.
Yeah. There's something just so...
Maybe it's like the camera angles or something. I don't know.
I think that's part of it. Like, if you get into the specifics of it, with Prince Ali, the original in the cartoon is like a... It's not very fast, but there's a lot of energy in it because it's Robin Williams. Just every shot is a sight gag of some sort, right? And it's all like close-ups of him doing wacky stuff, and he's just like manic in terms of his performance as well. Here, they've definitely slowed the song down by like a good. They've tried to give it that like hip-hop-ish feel, which means they've gone from like Prince Ali na 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 to like a Prince Ali na 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 na, which is much slower, right? So they're going for like a cool feel, but this isn't a cool song. It's a whoa kind of song.
Yeah. It's meant to like impress Princess Jasmine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's meant to be bombastic and loud and like in your face and stuff.
And it's not. It's like, even like the way Will Smith sings, I think his register, it's right in the middle of it, so he doesn't sound excited. He just sounds like he's singing for the sake of it.
I'm watching the video without the audio right now.
Oh yeah, perfect. That's as it was meant to be. Which video?
The Prince Ali.
The new one.
Yes. Is it Ali or Ali?
It's Ali, Prince Ali.
Okay.
In fact, it's Prince Ali Ababwa is his full name. That's the fake. Prince Ali, na 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 na, Ali Ababwa is how he sings it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that they messed up is when you do it as a cartoon, a parade so basically, do you know where the song comes in Aladdin?
No, I don't remember Aladdin.
Okay, so yeah, I know. Alika's giving you a very disappointed
I watched
look.
it when I was a kid. I don't.
We all watched it when we was a kid.
But I don't rewatch things like you guys do. See, that's what makes you all the nerds. I have watched Lion King just once.
How many times have you seen the Human Centipedes?
Once.
And that was
But
enough.
that was still fairly recent.
I understand that because once you watch that movie, you can't forget it, I assume.
Yeah.
It's seared into your memory. Okay. For context, the story is Aladdin is in love with Jasmine. He finds the lamp. I won't get into details, but he finds the lamp. He asks the genie to turn him into a prince because he wants to impress Princess Jasmine, right? And he can't get into the palace and meet her unless he's a prince. So he turns him into Prince Ali from Aladdin. And they enter within this like big jing-bang of a parade to kind of make a statement. So that's the context for Prince Ali.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the original, it was him entering and going like, whoa, look, greetings to Prince Ali.
Yeah.
Same situation here. Except a parade in a cartoon can be like a bunch of wacky animals moving around slowly. Here, it's like a step. Parades aren't exciting, dynamic things. They're pretty
aren't.
slow-moving behemoths. So I can see why this might be a problem.
Yeah,
The entire
it's very
basis-
difficult to translate a cartoon into like live action
Yeah.
because even in the parades, you have this sudden splash of color and then your eye is diverted by another thing. Like the elephant is swaying, and I think there were flamingos or some shit. I don't remember. Ostriches.
There were in the new one, yes, there were ostriches.
Yeah.
Maybe in the old one as well. I don't remember.
Yeah, but like they come in like this sort of flash of color, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But they happened. But here they're kind of on the screen all the time, so it just sort of the dynamic of movement of it kind of just gets slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, I'm worried about this one.
I don't know. It'll probably still do well because it's
It'll
Disney.
do well for sure. I don't know. I have an
It's
issue
okay.
with
Who's
these
going to
remakes
yell
anyway.
at Disney? It's like they've bought over Hulu right now.
I know. How can you yell at anything Disney does? They own everything.
Everything.
Yeah. They bought a 68% stake in me, from what I understand now. I'm partly owned by Disney now, eventually fully. So I might just be in a Marvel movie, guys, somewhere in the background. Watch out for that. All right. This has been the Geek Fruit Bulletin.
Filter coffee is a fascinating beverage. You need to pick the right beans, blend them in the right proportion, roast them to perfection, and slow brew at the right temperature to get the perfect cup. Which is exactly like great conversations as well. You need to track down the most interesting minds, get them into their zone, and settle down for an unhurried, unscripted chat. And coffee for me is always, always, always best enjoyed with friends. I'm Karthik Nagarajan, and do share my table as I meet some of the most interesting people I know and sit them down for a strong cup of coffee and an even stronger conversation. Join me every Wednesday for a freshly brewed episode. This is not frappe. This is the Filter Coffee Podcast.
You say jogging, and I'm telling you a story about a man who dated 3 sisters. You say boss, kurla, and it's about a guy who went out to a party where they were selling beef. This is Anand Sivkumaran, aka The Croc. My show, The Croc's Tales. You give me a word, I'll tell you a story. Words aapke, kahani aapke liye. Do tune in on Monday and Thursday on the IVM website, app, and anywhere you get your podcast from.